In the world of social media, influencers often rise to fame quickly, with millions of followers hanging onto every moment they share. Jesús Sarmiento, a rising TikTok star from Venezuela, was no exception. But what seemed like a promising future was shattered in an instant when his life was violently taken during a live stream. On June 22, 2025, Jesús's final moments were captured for the world to see, sending shockwaves through the internet and sparking global outrage. Born in Caracas, Venezuela, Jesús Sarmiento was a young man with big dreams. He was known for his quick wit, humorous takes on everyday life, and his ability to connect with people through his online persona. At just 22 years old, he had built a large following on TikTok, attracting viewers from across the world.
Jesús wasn't just another influencer. He quickly became a voice for those who felt voiceless, speaking out against the struggles many Venezuelans faced. He used his platform to raise awareness about the economic hardships in his home country and the political tensions that had marked much of his life.
But despite his growing fame and advocacy, the darker side of social media began to creep into his life. Jesús had been receiving numerous threats, with some coming from organized criminal groups who didn't take kindly to his outspoken nature.
As Jesús's influence grew, so did the risks he faced. He spoke about the struggles of the people, but also highlighted the corruption and violence that plagued his country. His outspokenness angered certain factions, including some powerful and dangerous individuals in Venezuela. Days before his murder, Jesús had posted a cryptic video, telling his followers that he was being watched and that his safety was at risk. He had even gone so far as to name the individuals he believed were behind the threats, a warning that seemed to go unnoticed by authorities.
Despite these warning signs, Jesús continued to engage with his audience, refusing to be silenced. But what was to come on June 22, 2025 would be a tragic reminder of the cost of speaking out in a country riddled with violence. On the afternoon of June 22, 2025, Jesús began a live stream, as he often did. The setting seemed ordinary as he talked casually with his viewers, cracking jokes and interacting with his fans. What seemed like just another day in the life of an influencer quickly turned into a horrific nightmare.
As Jesús was speaking to his followers, the atmosphere suddenly shifted. A group of armed men, wearing masks, barged into his location. They appeared suddenly, and the stream cut out for a brief moment before it resumed. What followed was a chaotic scene. Jesús was dragged from his position and forcibly taken off camera. The video continued, though the screen was filled with static, revealing only distorted glimpses of what was happening behind the scenes. The audio, however, was clear. Jesús's screams echoed through the live stream as the attackers confronted him. The attack was swift and brutal. In a chilling moment, Jesús's last words were heard, "Please, I did nothing wrong." And then, the sound of a gunshot. His life was taken right in front of his followers, his last breath witnessed by millions.
The world watched in horror as the footage spread like wildfire across social media. Viewers were left in disbelief, unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. The livestream was taken down, but not before it had been shared countless times, immortalizing the last moments of Jesús's life. Authorities in Venezuela launched an investigation, but the violence of the country's criminal groups meant that the case was clouded with corruption and red tape. Jesús's family, alongside his fans, called for transparency and justice. As the investigation continues, the world waits for answers. Who were the men responsible for Jesús Sarmiento's murder, and what led them to silence an influencer who had done nothing more than speak out for the truth? The investigation remains open, and while some suspects have been named, the full picture has yet to be uncovered. Jessus's death has sparked conversations about freedom of speech, the power of social media, and the dangers faced by those who use their platforms to speak truth to power in volatile environments. Though Jessus's life was tragically cut short, his voice continues to echo in the hearts of those who knew him. His legacy lives on in the fight for justice, the awareness raised about violence in Venezuela, and the courage to speak out in the face of fear. Jesús Sarmiento's story is a reminder of the risks influencers take, the power they wield, and the price of truth in an often dangerous world. May his death not be in vain, and may it spark a greater movement for justice, not just for him, but for all those who are silenced for speaking out. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for updates on the case and continue to support those fighting for justice. Please comment, like, and subscribe as we dive into more unsolved cases.